Hello, fellow YouTubers. How are you today? Today's video is just going to be small talk, chit chat, coffee talk. Just grab a cup of coffee and let's have a conversation about retirement, going to the Philippines, not going to the Philippines, staying in the States, or wherever. Now, I'm currently living in the States for the last 3 years. I was in New York, Long Island. It was way too expensive there. It's like $3,000 a month for an apartment. And here in Texas, San Angelo to be exact, I'm paying $1,000 a month. I'm saving $2,000 a month just for rent. That's a lot of money, especially when you're surviving on your Social Security. Now, currently, my wife, she's Filipina, she's working right now, so she has income coming in. So I just want to have a conversation about retiring. So if you're getting prepared to retire, you can see what to expect. What as retirees, what we're doing, what we should have done earlier, maybe, should I work later? Should I work less? I mean, I was at Walmart the other day and I saw this woman and she had to be in her 80s. And I said, "Oh, how you doing, sweetie?" And I go, "You're still working? You're retired?" She goes, "Yeah, I work part-time." She goes, "Not so much for the money, but just to get out of the house and to meet people." Well, it's cool, all right. As long as you're enjoying your retirement, however you want to do it. If you want to go golfing, if you want to go shopping, I go to the malls. I see them walk around the malls. I was actually at the mall earlier today, and I saw some seniors, and they just walk for exercise, which is great. So you want to spice up your retirement. Like for me, I want to travel a little bit. Now, if you know my background already, watching my videos, you know that I'm going to move to the Philippines in June of next year, because I do have a 7-year-old daughter who will graduate 2nd grade in May. So June is our goal. So it's just basically preparing. Now, what do you do? I mean, what do you do to keep a little spice in your life? I mean, do you travel? Do you go out to eat, converse with other people? I like meeting people. I like to go up to people. How are you? Can I ask you, are you retired? Are you still working? Just to get a conversation going. Where are you from? And it's enjoying. I've lived in Saipan for 6 years. Got to meet a lot of Filipinos there. That's how I met my wife. And Guam is very nice. That's a nice area outside of the Philippines. That was an option for me. See, I had an option, and I mean, I still may go that way. I'm not for sure if I can get additional income. I'd love to move to Guam and just travel back and forth from the Philippines, because it's like a 3.5-hour flight back and forth. So that's something that I would consider doing, because living in Guam is like living in the States. It's gorgeous, it's warm, the weather's great, people are cool, a lot of Filipinos there also. And so what do you want to do? For me, like I said earlier, I love meeting people in different cultures. Now, I want to travel. Hopefully, by moving to the Philippines and saving enough more money, I have a savings account currently, but I have to gauge myself, And now we got a little income coming in from my wife working right now, so that we're going to try. Well, that money we're using right now to invest in the Philippines. Like, we got a place in the Philippines that we want to fix up. So basically, her salary is going there for that, to do that, so we don't have to touch the savings. Because when I get out Social Security, I can cover the rent and the utilities and the food and all that here. Just I want to spice up my life, though, and for me, traveling is what does it for me. I don't know what does it for you. You might just like going out for walks, enjoying the weather. I mean, living in the States, too expensive. If you live in the northern part, it's cold winters, Or Florida, I lived in Florida for like 20 years. I wasn't retired, I was working there. And it's too crowded. The nice areas are too crowded. The places you don't want to live in Florida, there's small populations, no traffic, but it's boring, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to live in a boring part of Florida. The best places for me, I lived in the Fort Lauderdale area for a long time, and that's exciting, but that's expensive. It's just as much to live there as it is in New York nowadays. Tampa, I've been through Tampa. I never lived there, but Tampa seems to be okay. But you know, you got some of these places in Florida. It's a lot of seniors, okay, but there's nothing to do. You know, what I mean, how many times you want to go to the beach? You know, so moving around. That's my goal. Just to keep moving, keep moving. Now, I have. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I have a 7-year-old daughter, which gives me a reason to wake up every day, and it kicks my ass, but I enjoy it. I mean, why at 55 years old I decided to have a baby? I mean, I didn't want a sports car, so my midlife crisis was like, okay. I met my beautiful wife, who's Filipina, and totally awesome. Traditional values, Filipina, and never met a woman like that. I never thought I'd get married again, and she did it for me. That was it. After going out with her for a little while, I said, I'm not letting this one go. And I felt bad because I know a lot of uh, Westerners, Americans are looking for Filipinas to marry, but there's scammers out there that give a bad reputation for the Filipina, but that's a small percentage. And it's real sad because, you know, there's a lot of good Filipinas out there. And people are so messed up in the head, they think because they're looking for financial support that it's a bad thing. And it really is not a bad thing. They want to be able to know that whoever they're with is going to be able to take care of them financially. They don't want to live in poverty. They want somebody who's going to take them out to dinner, be nice to them, respectful. You know, all the values that they have, the traditional values the Filipinos have, are the values that American women had back in the 50s, where the wife would take care of the home, the children, the cooking, everything. And the husband would go out and work and then bring in the income, and then they were the breadwinners. That's all changed in the States, sadly. But not, I mean, I can't say there's anything wrong with it. I mean, that's the way it is. That's life. You know, today's women, they want a career, which I don't blame them. They want to make their own money. They don't want to be dependent on a man. And that's fine. That's fine for Americans. Now, I don't like the Americans or the Western women who put down men like me because we marry Filipinas, because we're looking for those type values that the Filipina has, not the values of someone who just wants to make a buck and wants money. You know what? How are they so much better? Okay, they're not going to go out or date you unless you have money anyway. So you're stuck. So either way, it doesn't. You know, we all have our own priorities to take care of, and neither one is bad. I'm not saying one is bad or better than the other, but for me, in my opinion, I like the old traditional way. And you know what? I'm 63. I don't know how long I have to live. You don't know how long you have to live. We don't have a guarantee or anything like that. So I just want to make sure that, you know, the last few years of my life, hopefully it's going to be 20. I'm hoping for 20 or 25, make it to 90 maybe. Oh, cross my fingers, you know. But to have somebody take care of you, make sure you take your medicine, take you to the doctor. Now, I have an advantage. I have a daughter right now that's 7. So in 20 years, she'll be 27. Hopefully she's going to stick by me, and by moving to the Philippines, maybe she'll take in those traditional values of caring for your parents, and you know, that's the way they are. You know, and they're very happy people. Now, the Philippines is not perfect, and it's definitely not for everybody. It might not be right for you. I might not be right for me either. I'm going to go there for, who knows, maybe a year. I might want to come back to the States. I don't know. But I'm going to try it. So we'll try it out. But I hear a lot of horror stories about people going there and they're running out of money. You got to plan. You know what? People with no common sense are given a bad rap to moving to the Philippines or meeting a Filipina. It's all common sense. You got to be careful. You meet a Filipina, you got to do your homework. You got to meet them the right way. You know, not the wrong way. And there's 1,000 videos on how to meet a Filipina correctly. And there's 1,000 videos about scammers and all that. Again, the scammers, maybe 30% of the women, if it's that high. I don't even know. But the most of them that I met are really good, daring, caring, compassionate women. So you just have to be careful. You got to use common sense and watch for the red flags. So, what do you think? I mean, do you think moving to the Philippines, marrying a Filipino is right? And again, it's not for everybody. You may not want. You may want to go there as a single guy, and then meet the women and just date and have fun and do this and that. But remember, you're going to get to a point where you're going to want company and you want a compassionate person to take care of you at the end. That was my goal. See, in 2015, I was divorced for, I think, about 12 or 13 years. I was depressed. I was horrible. I was living in a room, renting a room from some friends, and my life was going nowhere. I didn't have a positive attitude. I changed all that. I watched a lot of videos on, going to a positive mind, rewiring your brain, and all that. So my attitude is very, very positive. I avoid negative people at all costs. And that's what you should do. Stay away from negative people. You know, the person who complains about their soup is not hot enough at the restaurant, things like that, the little things, and they get angry and they blow up. I see people blow up for the stupidest things. And you know what? The worst thing that can happen to you is death, dying. That's it. If it's not going to kill you, you shouldn't really worry about it. You know what I mean? So just use your head. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This is me. This is my opinion. I'm generalizing on everything. I'm not trying to offend anybody. My view on Filipinas and American women and Western women is just generalization. I'm not picking on anybody. I respect everybody. And that's what we need to do. In the States, there's no respect for people anymore. There's division, there's anger. It's just a horrible rat race in the States. And I don't want part of it anymore. Like I said, if I can't adjust in the Philippines, I'm going to move to Guam or maybe go back to Saipan. But that's it. You know, hopefully everything goes well. I'm living each day as it goes, and I want to keep making these videos if they interest you. I've had people say keep making them. I like the stories, so I'll keep going until I run out. But thank you for watching. You have a great day. Thanks.